Welcome to another episode of The Katrina Johnson Show, the inspirational podcast providing information and inspiration for your transformation. I'm your host, Katrina Johnson, helping you with your self-improvement and growth mindset journey. So grateful to have you as a listener. Thank you in advance for sharing, rating, and supporting my show. I want to take a moment to speak with you about BetterHelp, a sponsor of The Katrina Johnson Show. You know I'm big on inspiring people to live their best lives. But sometimes we need a little more than words of inspiration. When mental health interferes with your daily routine and lifestyle, you need someone to confide in that can help you with sorting through your emotions. That's exactly what BetterHelp is all about. It's professional therapy done securely online and is available to clients worldwide. With BetterHelp, you can get your needs assessed and be matched with your own licensed professional therapist. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your therapist. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. It's more affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available. Remember, living your best life begins with taking care of your mental health. BetterHelp, a sponsor of The Katrina Johnson Show, wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit betterhelp.com/KJ Show. That's BetterHelp, HELP, and join the over 500,000 people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. And here is a special offer for the Katrina Johnson Show listeners. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/KJ Show. Welcome back to another episode of The Katrina Johnson Show. Today is our second episode of a 5-part series about the 5 principles of mindset, which are focus, clarity, motivation, commitment, and persistence. Last week, we spoke about focus, and this week, we're going to talk about clarity. How clear are you about what you want and or what you should be focused on? So I'm going to share with you the importance of understanding this connection in personal and professional life. And I will define clarity and mindset and explore their relationship and provide practical tips for improving both. First, let's understand clarity and what it is. Clarity is about being clear. To define clarity, it is the quality of being clear, transparent, and easily understood. Clarity in communication is very important, whether on a personal or professional level. Example, without clarity in business, a company will struggle with achieving objectives. I'm sure you can think about a time when you may have been assigned a project at work and felt like you had no clue as to how you would be able to start the project, let alone complete it, right? I know I've been there. But what I want to do today is just reveal some practical tips on how we can gain better clarity and how it relates to our mindset. The outcome of clear communication is that it's concise, well-structured, and easily understood, and both by the receiver and the giver. So let me just say that again. The outcome that we want from having clear communication is that it's concise, well-structured, and easily understood by both the receiver and the giver of clear communication. In other words, both people should be on the same page, should be understood and have clarity about
what is being communicated. Here's a tip for when you are unclear about what was communicated to you. Ask for clarity by repeating what you believe you heard from the person who communicated it with you. Personally, in business, I love this way of clarity or getting clarity. And I will usually do it in a written format via email or text. I've used it at work. If I've been told to handle a project to get something done and it's unclear, this is what I do. I just send out an email, send out a text just to confirm what it was I thought I heard. On a personal level, clarity is just as important. Let's face it, we don't always think the same or speak the same. As a matter of fact, two people can be saying the same thing, but in two entirely different ways. You've heard the old saying, you say tomato, I say tomato, or men are from Mars, women are from Venus. This is an example of why two people in a relationship find it hard to get their point across and end up frustrated. I've experienced that. I'm sure some of you, or basically all of you, have. It is our responsibility to try and listen to what the other person is saying in order to gain understanding. This can be a challenge, though, for most of us, because we want so much to be understood that we forget that we are dealing with another individual who wants the same, right? To gain clarity in communication on a personal level requires our attention to be focused on listening for understanding or to understand. And if that means using the same technique I mentioned earlier, which is clarifying in writing or written format, then so be it, because having clarity is that important. A key takeaway is this: whether on a personal or professional level, clarity in communication promotes understanding, minimizes confusion, and it fosters a sense of direction and purpose. Now, let's talk mindset. To define mindset, it is a set of beliefs, attitudes, and perceptions that shape our thoughts, behaviors, and reactions. Being a certified cognitive behavior therapy practitioner and cognitive behavior therapy life coach, I know that everyone perceives things differently. Everyone has their own worldview because we experience life differently based on our perception, beliefs, and values. Some time ago, I did an episode about fixed mindset versus growth mindset. And I spoke a little bit about it on last week's podcast episode, which we covered focus and how it relates to our mindset. The difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset is basically either a person wants to learn more, explore different avenues, improve their way of life, and advance in some aspect, which is a growth mindset approach and how growth mindset people think. Or they are content with where they are. They have no desire to learn or advance and usually want to hold on to what they know works without exploring other possibilities. That's a fixed mindset person. That's how fixed mindset people think. What impact does mindset have on a personal and professional development level? On a personal development level, people with a fixed mindset are more likely to avoid challenges, fearing that failure may reveal their limitations. Now, we all experience fear. It's just a way of life. And so a fixed mindset person, though, they do everything they can to avoid challenges because of fear. They tend to stick to their comfort zones and may give up easily when faced with difficulties. This can hinder personal growth and learning. On a professional level, a fixed mindset can lead to a resistance to change, a reluctance to take on new roles or responsibilities, and a fear of making mistakes. This can limit career advancement and development opportunities. But let's talk about growth mindset. On a personal development level for growth mindsets, they are more likely to embrace challenges, view failures, as opportunities to learn. Again, they are more likely to embrace challenges, view failures as opportunities to learn, and persevere in the face of setbacks. They are open to continuous self-improvement and development. On a professional level, a growth mindset encourages individuals to take on new challenges, seek out learning opportunities, and innovate. This can lead to career advancement, increased adaptability, and the ability to thrive in dynamic work environments. So that's a big contrast between fixed and growth mindsets. Now let's connect the dots between clarity and mindset. And you guys have to excuse me today. It is early and my voice is wanting to frog out on me, so I might sound a little hoarse, but it's because it's early. We'll get through this. Now, connecting the dots between clarity and mindset. Clarity leads to a more positive mindset as it produces conciseness and certainty. A positive mindset, in turn, helps in seeking and embracing clarity. Lack of clarity can lead to a fixed mindset because a fixed mindset is prone to resistance, prone to change. In other words, resistance and change. So a fixed mindset is prone to resistance and change. In other words, if communication is not clear, the fixed mindset would rather leave things how they are, rather than try and figure out how to understand what is being communicated, since change is not usually welcome. Here are some practical tips for improving clarity for a positive mindset, and I hope this will help some people. For improving clarity for a positive mindset, or to have a positive mindset, you'll want to set clear and specific goals. Communicate openly and honestly with yourself and others. Use tools like lists, mind maps, or journaling to organize your thoughts. Seek feedback to ensure understanding. Like I said earlier, send a text, send an email to confirm what you heard. Here are some strategies for a person with a fixed mindset to develop a growth mindset for clarity. Number 1, embrace challenges as opportunities to learn. Number 2, emphasize the power of yet. Instead of saying, I can't do it, say, I can't do it yet. And 3, cultivate a love for learning and self-improvement. Before we go, I want to share a clarity quote that I posted online a couple of months ago, I think. It goes like this: if you don't know where you are going, you will end up anywhere. Have the mindset that thrives for clarity, is all that's saying. And let's just do a little self-reflection. I want to encourage you to reflect on your current level of clarity and mindset. Set a specific goal for yourself related to improving clarity or mindset, and keep a journal to track progress, and let me know how it's working for you and how I may assist you in this area by emailing me at katrina@katrinajohnson.online. Until next time, stay inspired. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and thanks again for listening. You can find me online at katrinajohnson.online, at I am Katrina Johnson on Instagram, and on YouTube, Katrina Johnson Inspires at The Katrina Johnson Show. Until next time, stay inspired.